All right, part of the daily state news, independent news media network. This is the Disclosure Podcast. I am managing editor Logan B. Anderson, and I'm joined as always by
Kit Parker, the web editor.
And Joe Edelin, the state government reporter.
Excellent. So this is the third and last episode about the series we called Seeds of Need, highlighting and focusing on the issue of poverty in the first state. It's a real prevalent issue, like we did in our first episode and in the first edition of the series. We laid out that 1 in 10 people in the state of Delaware, that's actually 9.4% of Delawareans, live at or below the poverty line. In the second episode, or our second edition of the series, we got into what state legislature's doing, and what the issues are happening in Dover at Leg Hall, and all throughout the series, we've highlighted folks or chronicled folks that are living with poverty. So in this last edition, we wanted to really kind of give a quick highlight of folks that are actually participating in helping this issue. We had some really great responses, a really surprised response that we got later. But first, we called this edition Soup for the Soul, because we one of our new reporters, Brian Gilliland, did this really great profile on the Conley United Methodist Church and their weekly year-round, they don't want to say soup kitchen. They changed the name for soup kitchen, but it's a weekly year-round soup gathering where they invite folks that need some help and some food to come and have a meal. It was a really great story. It really chronicled how it was, what it's like to be of service and helping others. He also did a really nice profile of Cheryl Wood, who has been active in this issue and has been working to help feed folks in need. So we had a great opportunity, and we took it to tell this story. But one of the best things, the most surprising thing out of this, we thought this was going to be a call to action of some sort, but we didn't have any idea what it would turn out to be. And as soon as we launched the first episode, not the first episode, the first edition online and in print, our phones started ringing. Readers just wanted to help, and it was a beautiful sense of community, and we didn't expect it at all, and it was just fantastic. Shortly we're going to hear from Craig Anderson, who is the reporter who brought all these stories to life. I definitely want to give Craig a shout out about being able to put that issue, or just put a face on it so that it related to people. Again, we don't want to be the story, but at one point we really had to be, because we had so many people coming out. So Craig has done an amazing job of funneling those requests for help and to the people that get there. Soon we'll have a list of how people can help on our website in the disclosure page. But Craig's going to talk about this really great story of a family that reached out to us that wanted to be of service to one of the folks that we chronicled, actually all the folks that we chronicled. So let's hear from Craig about that right now.
All right, as a part of our Seeds of Need series, we all took initiative on different aspects of poverty in the first state. One of those people that contributed to that was Craig Anderson, who talked to two individuals, or really more than that, two individuals and their personal stories and kind of how they got connected to resources. So I guess, can you just give me like a little background of how it was, in terms of identifying these people and what it meant to you to be able to tell their story and kind of bring light to what that experience is like?
Sure, and was a very special story after the fact when people started responding to that, and I hadn't expected the public to really reach out and offer help to the two ladies, Shamika Ewell and Lori Bolden, who we chronicled their story. So I think that was the best part, that there were people out there that would think enough to read that and then want to help out any way they could.
Right, so being able to, tell their stories at first and then have that, type of reaction where, people are reaching out and trying to get, help, the gift cards and whatnot to them, and paper towels and some of the things that obviously we're having trouble buying on a regular basis, if you will. But what, for you being a journalist, how was it to kind of see firsthand, the power of local journalism, especially here in Delaware?
Yeah. I think in a lot of ways we never really want to be part of the story itself, but in this case it was such an amazing outpouring from the community that we had fostered a little bit and got it going. So for me, it was especially special last week when Ron Probst of Magnolia was able to come to Lori Bolden's house in Wyoming and drop off some canned goods, food, paper, along with Ron's twin brother Don and Ron's wife. They had all contributed, so it was really nice to be there to see that actually happen, and the emotion of Miss Bolden and just how grateful she was. And you can read that as a quote in the paper, but when you're there to see it and see the emotion, the gratitude, which was great. And I would encourage anybody to look at the video that was unscripted. They just met together, and we were fortunate enough to be there and really let the emotion flow.
Awesome.
I have a twin brother. I think I told you. Did I tell you that on the phone? So I asked him about it too, and he said, he wanted to help out in any way we can. I know it's just a small thing.
No, it's not.
Got
Believe
some
it.
food, and then we got a gift card for Walmart.
Thank you.
So. All right. The reason being is when I read those articles, it really hit home with me, and for both ladies here. I want to try to help out the best I can, but showing the love of Christ, it's important for me. I'm a Christian man, so I think that's important. So I was glad that I could help in any way.
Emotion flow.
Awesome. And Kit, did you have any questions or anything you wanted to add?
Well, knowing that poverty is so prevalent in the state and all states, how did you find the sources in which you were going to document and tell their story? What was that like?
Well, first of all, I don't think in some respects you don't realize there's all that poverty out in the Delaware and everyone else until you get a little focused on that. And so that was eye-opening. I think a lot of people would realize that maybe there is more poverty than you believe. And the way I started with that was by reaching out to the Delaware Food Bank. And I knew that people that were patronizing the food bank would have their own issues in a whole lot of ways. So reached out to them. They were very helpful with providing some contact information. I reached out to people if they were willing to help us out with the story, that we'd like to hear their story and maybe inspire. And that's kind of the way it went. Made 2 calls with Shamika and Lori, and away we went on establishing a relationship to make a story.
And as the reporter, since a lot of your reporting is in the crime police beat, what did you have to do differently to interview, say, someone stricken with poverty as compared to we see you at the courthouse when there's a big case or Kathy Jennings releases something?
Sure.
What approach did you take?
Well, it's different in the big way of you're not writing from a press release of somebody who's just this faceless person with a name and an age and a hometown. You're dealing with somebody who you're walking into their homes and or meeting them, like Miss Ewell at the daycare she works at. And you really, the big difference is that you're meeting people and not just writing for people talking at you or releasing a press release.
Awesome, great. Well, thank you very much, Craig, and thank you, Kit, and stay tuned for more.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was awesome. Craig's pretty cool. That was a really great segment. Thank you, Joe, for taking the lead on that one for us for the episode. And just want to say thanks. Stay tuned. We've got a lot of great stuff happening, not just in our special projects, but in our everyday. So stay tuned. Watch, like, report,
repost, retweet, or
Yep,
whatever.
that's it. All right, thanks everybody. Bye bye.